Blended learning has had quite the impact on my classroom. It has really changed the way that I teach and the way that my students learn in such a positive way.
Pretend like you're making a speech and you're actually using it.
Okay.
Wait, now pull it from the top.
Nice.
Blended learning keeps students interested, which is vital because when students are interested, they take in more information.
I prefer blended learning because I get one-on-one time with my teacher and my classmates and by myself, and also I feel like I have to do less work outside of class.
In the beginning, I was a little nervous about blended learning, but as blended learning went along, I started to like it more and more. Because I love music so much and the independent work that we do, I can listen to more music, and I really enjoy that.
And it lets all of us learn at our own pace.
Blended learning is cool because we get to learn at our own pace. We get to just use the technology that we want to and probably need to use.
I like having the freedom to control my own work and being able to work on it on my own time. I also like having other people check it because everyone makes mistakes, but this decreases their probability for showing up in the final product.
At the beginning of this year, when I started teaching the new writing curriculum, I really struggled with making sure each individual student got the attention and the resources that they needed in order to best promote their independent writing skills. I struggled with making sure that the entire room was on task and had access to everything that they needed and could answer whatever questions they could answer for themselves, while also making sure that I really helped promote student growth in their writing skills. So it was difficult getting around to see everybody, and the resources that I've been afforded through the blended learning approach have really revolutionized that. Everything is available for students to access regardless of whether I'm in front of them or not, regardless of where they are. As long as they're connected to the internet, they can access everything that we do in class, all sorts of assignments, and they have a mode for searching for information that they didn't have before. I've seen students really approach learning in a different way. They've begun to explore. They've begun to conduct research. They've gotten more hands-on in ways that I never would have expected.
There you go. All right, you're down to 50-50.
All right, so batteries. So this would be the object. Batteries. Where's the verb? Wait, where are we? No, it has to be OVS, right? Yeah, it has to be.
Yep, if you're changing it to passive.
Cross that out. I guess I just like this.
Okay, try it. There you go.
They are kind of becoming the masters of their own destiny. They're really at the helm of their own instruction, where they can find resources other than the teacher in the room to better promote their own writing skills. It makes it easier for them to collaborate, whether they're in school or out of the building, so they get to use each other as experts and as resources for improving their writing skills. They get to have more freedom over how they actually approach a task and how they express their knowledge base. Some really prefer typing things out just in a plain white document, while others like using resources like our classroom iPad or our interactive whiteboard system to kind of draw things out, map things out in a way that immediately syncs with their Google Drive so they can access their work absolutely anywhere. And they don't have to worry about remembering this paper or remembering this notebook or forgetting a piece of material at school, because it's easily accessible and uploaded to a place where they can find whatever they need. And they've become more resilient in that they know that through the station rotation approach that I use, that not all of them are going to get the same amount of time with me, or they're not going to get to see my face every single day to really independently conference on their writing. So they've really started to take more ownership over finding what they need for themselves and trying to answer whatever questions they can on their own before they panic and ask me for help. So they've started to stand on their own and face their obstacles more head on and really make the technology their own and more manipulable, which is ultimately the skill they're going to need in the workforce. They need to be able to make technology work for them and use technology to accomplish a task in a way that works best for them and shows what they know and what they can do in the best way that they know how. I'm tremendously grateful to be a part of this blended learning cohort. It has made such a positive impact upon me, upon my students, and I think it will be an approach that I will use for years and years to come, regardless of technology changes, regardless of where I am in my career. This is a solid foundation for teaching, and this is something that really benefits the modern student in so many ways.